when I'm teaching, I'm in nirvana. I love teaching. And I taught a 3-day intensive class. It was much longer than that, actually, but I'm talking about these particular 3 days, where when I wasn't teaching, I was hurting a lot. But when I was teaching, I was on. Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt. And becoming aware of that made me aware that I can change my pain. I can change my behaviors about that pain. And just calling it my pain is a negative thing. Because if it's mine, then I don't want to get rid of it.
So how do you... Okay, so to take that further, how would you bottle that and to show people... Can you take that concept and say, this is what I did, and this is how I did it, and then we can put it on a series of podcasts? Can we?
I think we can do that, yeah. I think we can do that because language is what creates your beliefs. So if you are thinking in terms of, that my boss is a pain in the ass, you say that a few times and you're going to get sciatica.
Or hemorrhoids.
Or hemorrhoids. Yeah, very
That's
true.
Very, very good.
Yeah, or somebody's a pain in the neck, you got a pain in the neck. Or
yes.
I can't stomach that person. Your language so affects you. And think of these terms. A lot of people will say things like, I can't do that because of my arthritis. But they'll never say, I can't do that because of my cancer. They don't own cancer.
See? Oh, brilliant, brilliant. And also when they say, I can't do that because of my arthritis, it reinforces.
That's right.
I have to protect myself. I have to... So they do less, so they don't try, so they don't get exercise, so they do... Oh, yeah.
And Bruce also talks about that the two things of, there's either growth or protection. And with growth, your immune system is working. With protection, it's not working. Because it's overworked.
Growth with new challenges, or explain that? In what?
Growth of cells, growth of health. Where your body is feeding itself and becoming healthy.
Through proper nutrition,
proper nutrition, proper thinking, proper activity, proper rest, proper everything.
Cleaning out your body and your mind.
Yeah.
I believe most people miss the boat when they do the nutritional thing. They get their bodies really, really healthy. I mean, bodybuilders. You can have bodybuilders that are mentally messed up.
Therefore, they're not healthy.
They're still an imbalance there. They take. I personally know a few bodybuilders that they would spend thousands of dollars a month on their diet, on their exercise regime, on this and this and that. They forget about the mind. They forget about how to take care of all the cluttered stuff up here.
It's the mind, the spirit, and the physical. And in the spirit, I'm including emotional. The mind, I'm including how you think. And the physical, everybody knows what that is. All three of them have to be balanced.
Yeah.
And you can't say, I'm healthy of a horse, my emotional life is a mess.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And the reason we're doing this series of podcasts, in my mind, in my opinion, is to make holistic health friendly, usable, not scary. To educate people and say, it is what it is, and let us take you on a journey to show you how comforting it can be. But at the same time, any new belief system is traumatic. And we hold on to our belief systems.
Oh, don't we?
Oh.
It's the writing on our wall. We'll defend it to the death.
Yes. And as soon as we loosen that up a little bit and take just a little part of our belief systems and experiment with that and say, well, that wasn't too bad. And I enjoyed that process of changing a little bit of something that's safe, something that you're not guarding with all your life, right? And you can inject it a little bit in that and say, well, I could do that in a bigger way in different various other parts of my body and my life and my spirit. So that, I think, is the key. But to get started, see, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, and also not to get fanatic about any of it.
Yeah.
Which includes nutrition. I mean, there's so many different things on nutrition. You can only eat something that is within 500 miles of where you live. Well, I'll have to give up oranges and bananas and avocados. No way.
Yeah, the 100-mile diet.
Yeah. It's 100 miles now.
Yeah, it's been out there for
okay.
a couple of years. Yeah.
So, in other words, I can't even have my apples from the Okanagan.
That might be true. That might be very, very true.
What do you grow in BC around Vancouver?
Yeah.
Strawberries,
I
raspberries.
think it's part healthy living, yes, but I think it's part marketing to get the locals involved, Brilliant strategy.
It's brilliant, but it becomes fanatic.
Yes.
And any of these systems become fanatic, including all of the alternative techniques that are used, the modes that are used, the methodologies that are used to help people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those become fanatic.
You could use them as a crutch, right?
Use them as part. I don't like to use them as a crutch.
No, but you could abuse them to the point where they
abuse them.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and a crutch, you can't let go of a crutch. It's
holding
keeping
you
your
up.
balance.
It's holding you up, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. We're knocking around some ideas, and the reason I'm over here today is to get us hooked up for Skype. Now, you used Skype a couple of years ago. It was a mess, and I agree. A couple of years ago, it was not sophisticated. Now Skype has gotten so good, and I've brought over some equipment, and we're going to test it. Skype. I've got the computer here, and you've got your computer here, and we're going to do a test run on this computer to that computer and see how well Skype can do. Now Skype can interview up to 5 people. And I am so excited because we can get your students on Skype with you. We can get your instructors on Skype with you. We can get anybody. We can get authors of books that you love and interview them on Skype and ask them questions and share this knowledge with people out there, because people, I find, are desperate for this kind of stuff and they don't know where to turn. And not a lot of people are doing it in a relaxed, friendly, open way where we just say, this is what we're going to do. Our intention is to educate, right? And a lot of them, they can read emails and they can do various things, but when we put it on video and when they can see us and when they can hear us and when we can put diagrams up and when they can see an interaction over Skype with other people, that's really, really important.
It's important, and it's a way of, since it's hard to meet people nowadays, it's really getting harder and harder. But using video, you can get a feeling for people. You can go to that place inside yourself that says, that person's comfortable, I can believe what they say.
Yes, you can get a reading.
You can get a reading, you can get a feeling.
And you know what's so exciting is I can take these videos and I can shrink them down to the size where they will fit on any smartphone. Now somebody in Japan on the subway can watch our podcast show. Hey?
That is brilliant.
Absolutely. When you're in a bank lineup, when you're waiting for the mall for your spouse, you sit down on a comfy chair, you flip open your smartphone, and you can watch one of our podcast videos. That is the way the world is going, and I think this message has got to get out there. And so, it's 11 o'clock. You have a dentist appointment, do you not?
I do.
Okay, so we'll cut this one off. We've got enough for 2 podcasts now because we've been chatting for about 20, 25 minutes. And then we'll come back and do it all again after your dentist appointment. We're going to have a nice lunch, right? You know what I'm going to do? I also do a restaurant review. So I'm going to take the handy-dandy Vado camera down and we'll videotape the restaurant as well, because I love food.
I love good food.
Yeah, me too. And it's Japanese, right?
Japanese and a very good restaurant.
Oh, I'm looking forward. And then we'll put it on the restaurant review part of the website.
Good.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.